right here.
That's why you're live.
Yeah. State employee, what's up? Today's going to be primarily an admin day, so it should go pretty quickly. Today, we're going to talk about the next 3 weeks. That's the plan. You know, so far this semester we have been splitting into Excel or SOLIDWORKS on Tuesdays and then MATLAB on Thursdays. The plan today is going to be to set up the next 3 weeks wherein we are abandoning that schedule. So we're sticking with the original plan from the beginning of the semester in that since Dr. Basu is gone on Thursday, we won't have class on Thursday. Next Tuesday, instead of class, you are being assigned to go to the Senior Design Conference at the Student Union. We will have a homework assignment in that, and that homework assignment looks like this. So you are going to be expected to attend one of the presentations and write a 500-word essay. In that essay, you'll be responding to 2 prompts. The first one is going to be, how did this group use engineering software? What we're intending here is that you're talking about the software we learned in this class, either Excel or SOLIDWORKS or MATLAB, to solve whatever it is that they're trying to solve in their project. The second prompt is going to be, what did you think of the problem they're trying to solve? Does that make sense? So 500 words total, 250 words on how did they use software, 250 words on what do you think of the problem they're trying to solve. That is intentionally subjective. You do not have to write a good argument. You don't have to write anything in passive voice. It can be entirely first person, active voice. It doesn't have to be cited. It doesn't have to be formatted well. It can be a string of run-on sentences. I don't care. What I care about is the actual content. What did you think of their project? Does that understand? Sure. Cool. If you're curious about what the projects are, I've attached the booklet to the content on D2L. It looks like this. It's under Content, Senior Design Conference, EG 117, Senior Design Conference 19. It is a 36-page PDF. The reason it is so long is because it has an abstract for each of the projects. So if you go to page 2 and 3, you can see a listing of the projects. So you can see, for example, that in the morning, in the Volstruff Ballroom 101B, there are going to be these projects. So a self-propelled sprayer crop protection. That project is going to be presenting from 9 to 9:20. Then at 9:20, there's going to be a project presenting called the Fertilizer Distribution System Design. And then at 9:40, there's a project called the Remote Controlled Snowblower. The Senior Design Conference is set up to allow for presentations from the ME department projects, the electrical engineering department projects, the computer science projects, the ABE projects, and the civil projects. There is probably a project on this list somewhere that is at least a little interesting to you. If you are curious as to what one of these projects is, if you scroll down in the PDF, there is an abstract for each of them. This is about a 250-word explanation of what the project is trying to do. If you want, you are welcome to just show up at the Student Union and attend at random and then write something about it. That's fine. What I would encourage you to do is look through the schedule, find a couple that you think look interesting, read through their abstracts, attend their presentation, ask them really hard questions at the end, because that's really how they earn their mustard, and then write a paper about it. Do you understand? I mean, seriously, ask hard questions. See if you can think of the thing that they didn't think of and then ask about it. It's a good time. I know, right? Yeah. If you stay for enough of them, they will feed you lunch. Furthermore, if you are at all interested in working as an intern at Raven, during the lunch session, the Raven people are going to be looking for a couple of interns and talking about what they're looking for, in addition to their project. The lunch is from 11:40 to 1 in the Volstruff Ballroom. It's some sort of Aramark food. I don't know what it is. Questions? We are not going to have Excel lab next week. The MATLAB lab is, I believe, going as scheduled, but I don't know for sure. Did he talk about that last Thursday?
No.
Okay. Definitely no Excel lab.
So no lab.
So no Excel lab for the rest of the semester. So if you look at the calendar, we are here. There is no MATLAB class on Thursday. There is no Excel lab the week between the 19th and the 26th, nor is there Excel lab between the week of the 26th and the 3rd, nor is there Excel lab between the week of the 3rd and the 10th. The MATLAB labs are up to Dr. Basu. I haven't heard anything. Other questions?
So does that mean like the lab this Friday that would usually cover Excel not needed?
Correct. If you're asking yourself, I wonder if we have lab, if it is the Excel lab, you don't have lab.
Sounds good.
Easy rule of thumb. Yes?
Go to more than one, do you just want to report on one of them, or do you just want to break it up and have two small reports, or what do you?
If you want to talk about multiple projects, that's fine. I'm looking for 250 words, and I want you to attend at least one project. My expectations are here. What I would like to see is, more like here. But I'm just operating under the assumption that there are going to be a fair number of you that go to the minimum number possible and write words that you don't care about at all. So if you have thoughts and you write about those, I will be so happy. That's also not including the people that are going to try to get away with not attending it at all, and then writing a paper based on the abstract that they read on the PDF. Look, I know freshman engineering students are real good at finding the ways to get out of doing stuff by doing more stuff. Well, good. Then I expect great things from your paper. Next question. Okay, that's order of business number 1. Order of business number 2 is the final exam. The final exam is going to be split by points. About 60% of the points in the final exam will be allocated to MATLAB content. About 40% of the final exam will be allocated to what we did in my portion of the class during the second half, meaning Excel. So 60% of the points will be MATLAB, 40% of the points will be Excel. The MATLAB part of the exam is probably going to be the same sort of setup as what you had in the midterm, meaning you show up with a laptop, you complete some problems, you submit them to a Dropbox during the exam time slot. The Excel part of the final will also be a project, but it will not be in class. I will be assigning it to you on the 10th, and it will be due on the 17th. You will have a week to do it. It's just going to be some data analysis. I'll give you a big old CSV file and ask you to determine a few things. I'm not expecting that it's going to take a week, but I know that you guys probably have a ton going on that week. So I'm writing it to take you between an hour and 2 hours. Does that make sense? So again, final exam is going to be split by points. 60% of the points are MATLAB, 40% are Excel. The MATLAB portion of the final exam will take place in class on Tuesday the 17th between 11:30 and 1:30. The Excel portion of the final exam will not take place in class. It will be assigned to you in class on the 10th, and you will have a week to work on it. It will be due at 11:30 on the 17th.
So like the MATLAB midterm, you're still gonna write for the sheet.
I can't speak to that.
They have a 2 hour.
Yes. You have a 2-hour time slot. I don't know how much of it Dr. Basu is going to use.
Oh.
Other questions? So let's run through all this again.
When is it due on the 17th, like 11 o'clock, like
The Excel
the Excel one?
final project will be due at 11:30 a.m. on the 17th. So running through all this again, we don't have class this Thursday. We don't have class next Tuesday. Instead of class next Tuesday, you are expected to attend the Senior Design Conference. The information for the Senior Design Conference is available in booklet form as a PDF on D2L. You can look up the schedule of presentations. You can look up the schedule for when food is served. You can read through an abstract from each of the projects. Most of these abstracts were written yesterday because this PDF was generated yesterday. You are expected to attend at least one presentation and to write a writing assignment that the bare minimum requirements are attend one project, write 250 words on the prompt. How did this project use engineering software that you learned in this class? Did they appear to use SolidWorks? How did they use SolidWorks? Did they appear to use MATLAB? How did they use MATLAB? Did they appear to use Excel? How did they use Excel? And then 250 words on the prompt. What did you think of the project? Because that is a subjective question, if you have 250 words expressing any thoughts whatsoever about the project, that's fine. You could write, I really liked the project, and I think that they did a great job analyzing that conveyor belt system that they did for the project, wherein there was a motor that turned and then some plastic sheeting was moved by an apparatus that surrounded the motor, and then that plastic sheeting had stuff that sat on it and got moved down the conveyor belt to a different place in the manufacturing process, which eliminated 2 or 3 of the people that were working on it. That eliminated labor hours, but they had to spend more money on the conveyor belt system. First, they had to spend money on the design, they had to spend money on the actual parts, and then they had to design maintenance schedule for the replacement of the belt because it wore out, because the heavy stuff that sat on the belt was taking up too much space. That's fine. I would like some deeper thoughts on it, but worst case scenario, if you just list what they did, that's also fine. 250 words, what did you think of how they attacked the problem they're trying to solve? I would encourage you to attend more than one, because these are the sorts of projects that you guys will be working on in 3 years, or 2 to 3 years, or 2 to 5 years. If you find those projects interesting, that is a good indication of the sort of schoolwork that you'll find interesting. It's sort of indication as to the tech electives that you should probably be enrolling in a couple of years, etc. You don't have to attend a mechanical project. If you want to attend an electrical project, or a computer science project, or a civil project, or an ABE project, that's fine. Then, the week after Thanksgiving, we come back. You have MATLAB on Tuesday, MATLAB on Thursday. Those 2 days of class will finish your MATLAB content. The Tuesday, the week after Thanksgiving, Tuesday, the 10th, will be a review day. We'll spend a lot of time talking about the final exam. I will assign you the Excel final project. Dr. Basu will talk about the requirements for the final exam. And then Tuesday the 17th, from 11:30 to 1:30, you will work on your MATLAB project. There will be no more Excel homework assigned. Questions? Do you understand? Do you have any more Excel labs?
Nope.
Do you have any more Excel homework?
No.
Do you have to do anything next Tuesday?
Yes.
Do you have to attend class next Tuesday?
No.
Not this one, at least. Do you have to attend the Engineering Senior Design Conference? Where is that at? The Student Union. Good. Where do you find information about when projects are presented? Cool.
Because you just uploaded it.
Yep. So I'll see you guys in about 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
I will not see you next Tuesday. I'll probably see you around the Senior Design Conference. I will not see you on the 3rd nor the 5th. I will see you again on the 10th of December.
No class